lot of damage, especially to vehicles due to that. Thankfully, we have extreme weather here.
I was going to say, no, I think I'd rather have the hail than the heat.
But at least the heat's not going to damage your car or your roof.
I think I'd rather have the hail.
Oh, well.
Because it melts.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It turns to water.
Yeah, that's true. We could use the water any way we can get it, but I mean, at least we're not dealing with damage, but we're still looking at some pretty extreme weather ourselves. Here's a look at some of the record highs set yesterday. Albuquerque set a new record high of 97 degrees, which is 2 degrees hotter than our previous record of 95, which was set all the way back in 1938. Santa Fe also setting a new record at 94. Raton up to 97 yesterday. Las Vegas 92. Same for Clines Corners, and Capitan also setting a new record at 95 degrees. So if you want to escape the heat, about the only place you can go in the state is some of the higher elevation communities such as Angel Fire and the Moreno Valley, where we have a very nice day right now, and current temperature in Angel Fire 72 degrees. So if you want to escape the heat, this is the place to be, as much of the rest of the state is going to be looking at another extremely hot day with a few more records being set. 87 already in Albuquerque with a southwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Temperatures across the north already making their way to the upper 70s to low 80s, even the upper 80s as you get out into the northeast. Down to the south, already well into the 90s for several locations. 95 in Roswell, all the way up to 97 already in Carlsbad. 95 in Alamogordo, 94 for TRC, 95 in Deming. We are looking for triple-digit heat once again across the south for this afternoon. And the winds are starting to pick up once again. So on top of the dry conditions and the extreme heat, we are going to be looking at breezy to sometimes windy conditions, already up to a 29-mile-per-hour wind gust, 22 in Santa Fe and 24 in Ruidoso, 31 out in Gallup. So this is all going to lead to some elevated fire danger once again for this afternoon. And again, this hot weather is due to a ridge of high pressure which is sitting firmly over the state right now. It's slowly going to slide over toward Texas over the next couple of days. And as that happens, we are going to start to see a little bit of moisture try to creep back into the state, especially across the east. But for today, we're going to stay mainly dry across the state with breezy to occasionally windy conditions. The extreme heat once again with temperatures near 100 in Albuquerque, well into the hundreds across the south. Then for tomorrow, we'll start to introduce that chance of a couple of spot storms across the eastern part of the state. But the problem is we won't be looking at much rainfall with these storms. So any storms that develop could produce some dry lightning, which will further aggravate those fire concerns that we have out there. We could see a couple of light showers by Friday with a couple of these storms, but for the most part, we're still going to be looking at dry lightning being a huge threat toward the end of the week and into the weekend. The good news is as that ridge of high pressure starts to drift over into Texas, we will eventually start to take the edge off of the heat, especially by the latter part of the weekend and early next week. Southern Colorado, highs into the low to mid 80s for this afternoon, mostly sunny skies, and we continue to see the mid 80s through at least the first half of the weekend. Over the northwest, lots of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, right around 90 for Farmington through the end of the week and into the weekend. Over the southwest, extreme heat once again this afternoon, 106 for TRC, 104 in Deming, 102 in Lordsburg, Silver City in the mid 90s through the end of the week. The heat is here to stay for at least the next few days. Over the southeast, same story here. 106 for Roswell and Carlsbad this afternoon. That continues for tomorrow. We start to introduce that chance at some dry storms, but by the latter part of the weekend and early next week, we do start to take the edge off the heat with highs returning to the upper 80s to low 90s. Over the northeast, lots of sunshine, highs into the 90s to low hundreds. We'll introduce that chance at some dry storms as the temperatures drop toward the beginning of next week. Over the northern mountains, mostly sunny skies, highs into the 80s and 90s. Red River only 76 this afternoon, mid 80s for Santa Fe through the end of the week and first part of the weekend. East Mountains, hot and breezy. Could see a spot storm with highs in the low 90s in the metro. Lots of sunshine here as well. Highs in the upper 90s to near 100 degrees. It looks like we will set another record high today, and then we start to see the edge come off the heat toward the weekend.
Okay, thank you, John.